We are taking you into the news right now with the Fox 45 news feed. It's 11 a.m. We are just hours away from the first GOP presidential debate, but the party's frontrunner isn't taking part. We'll look at who will be on the stage. A concerning rise in carjackings in the city, what the mayor and acting police commissioner are saying about the city's crime trend. And growing frustration as several city pools remain closed this summer, what leaders are doing today to address the issue. Fox 45 News Midday starts now.
Live from WBFF in Baltimore, this is Fox 45 News Midday.
Thanks for joining us for Fox 45 News Midday. I'm Patrice Sanders. Just in, a major update about the fight over BGE's external gas regulators. Just minutes ago, CHAP, Baltimore's Commission for Historical and Architectural Preservation, announced it has voted unanimously to try to block BGE from installing the regulators in historic districts of Baltimore. That is, unless it's required by law or the homeowner okays it. Hundreds have also joined a class action lawsuit against BGE. The lawsuit alleges the external gas regulators are unsafe and unnecessary and will lead to higher costs for customers. BGE won't comment on the legal battle itself, but does say the external gas regulators are necessary to ensure gas can be safely and effectively delivered to residents. Fox 45 News has been covering this story from the very beginning. You can find all of our past reporting on our website, foxbaltimore.com. In a city in crisis, 3 people are now in custody following a late-night carjacking turned barricade situation. We're told that police were following a stolen vehicle when someone inside the vehicle fired shots at officers before taking off and running into a home in northeast Baltimore. Police now say that 3 people were eventually taken into custody. This all follows a Monday carjacking also in northeast Baltimore, where yet again shots were fired. Police confirm an off-duty police officer shot a 15-year-old who he says was attempting to carjack him at gunpoint. Investigators say the teen later confessed to the crime. Now, the 2 carjackings are examples of the latest crimes in the city that are raising concerns. As Shannon Lilly shows us, the mayor and acting police commissioner addressed the city's crime crisis during a public meet and greet.
One of the major issues in the spotlight continues to be juvenile crime. In fact, take a listen to some of your concerns and the acting police commissioner's response.
These parents, they need to take control of their kids at home and teach them how to act right on the streets. Now they can find guns and everything.
We are actually also working with the state's attorney's office to possibly start charging some of the parents for their children who do violent acts.
So Worley with a possible solution there. But according to the latest data from police, there were 21 juvenile victims of homicides in 2022. 68 juveniles were shot but survived last year. So at the Shake and Bake Family Fun Center here in West Baltimore last night, residents had an opportunity to talk about the real impact of that. And another key topic brought up, open-air drug dealing. In fact, we heard from a man who runs a nonprofit who says he witnesses the crimes with workers from the city's Safe Streets organization selling the drugs as police look on. Take a listen.
Not just sitting, I mean, they're watching them sell drugs. The Safe Street workers you all talk about, I watch them sell drugs. I watch them. Question is, for someone that looks like me, what are you going to do to build up that trust? Because I see it every day.
The man went on to tell the mayor he has video to prove those allegations. The mayor saying to hand that over, don't hold back. If you see something, say something. He says if guilty, he will hold any city worker accountable. Reporting from police headquarters, I'm Shannon Lilly, Fox 45 News, Midday.
Now, as you just heard, that one resident brought up his frustrations with the Safe Streets program, saying he has seen Safe Streets workers sell drugs. Take another listen.
When we're talking about trust, I want to know, what are you going to do to show the Baltimorean that lives in this? They sees it every day. The Safe Street workers you all talk about, I watch them sell drugs. I watch them.
Well, Fox 45 News has found a number of cases of Safe Streets workers committing crimes, including selling drugs. That includes Ronald Alexander. He was sentenced to more than 11 years in prison for selling drugs. Charging documents included this picture, which appears to show him holding a bag of drugs. Prosecutors say he used his position in the Safe Streets program to try to stop investigators from tracking him. And then there's Vernon Harper. He pled guilty to federal charges, drug charges that included dealing drugs in the same Safe Streets zone where he worked. His work with Safe Streets was revealed in the indictment, not by anyone at City Hall. And then Ronald Brady Jr. was accused of killing a man in September of 2019. The case went to trial in 2022. It ended in a hung jury. Brady was acquitted in March, but the victim's family is still highly critical of the Safe Streets program, calling it a criminal enterprise.
My belief is that our city government is financing a criminal enterprise. I believe that within my heart. Our city government is so invested in it that it's turning a blind eye to what it really is.
And that brings us to our question of the day. Is Governor Moore doing enough to address the juvenile crime crisis? So far, 97% of those who voted say no. You can make your voice heard right now at foxbaltimore.com/vote. 11:06, here's a look at today's top trending stories. Trending number one, there are new details surrounding the murder of Rachel Morin. Maryland Metro Crime Stoppers is now offering a $2,000 reward for information that leads to an arrest and conviction in the case. Harford County Police say DNA at the crime scene matched a March assault in L.A. They say this is surveillance video that was caught of the man leaving that L.A. home, but they still don't know who he is. He's believed to be 5'9", about 160 pounds. Police say he is of Hispanic descent and in his 20s. Trending number two, a Maryland court rules the Archdiocese of Baltimore must reveal all but 3 names in a report detailing decades of abuse. Of the 158 people listed in the report, 46 names are still redacted. Trending number 3, the 17-year-old who was stabbed Monday afternoon in Havre de Grace has died. It happened at the McDonald's along Pulaski Highway. Police have arrested 2 suspects, including another 17-year-old. Download the Fox 45 News app for up-to-the-minute traffic conditions, breaking news, weather, anytime. Search WBFF in your app store. If you have kids, they're probably heading back to school soon, if they haven't already. Coming up, how to manage emotions, both yours and theirs, ahead of the big change. And new updated COVID boosters are in the works. How soon the shots could go into arms. The first GOP debate is tonight, and the party's current frontrunner is skipping it. Why Trump says he won't take part and what he's doing instead.
And we are looking at one more really nice day ahead of us, with highs headed into the pretty comfortable mid-80s with a mix of clouds and sun. But I am tracking some big changes tomorrow with a new weather maker. I'll explain exactly when that arrives in just a couple of minutes on Fox 45 News Midday at 11.
Fox 45 News, winner of 16 2022 Regional Emmy Awards, more than all other Baltimore news stations combined.
11:09 happening right now. We are tracking another tropical storm that is moving toward Haiti and the Dominican Republic. Tropical Storm Franklin expected to pass over the island today. Forecasters say up to 10 inches of rain could drop around areas of the two countries. Taking a look now at your social stream, tonight is the first Republican presidential debate, and 8 candidates will take the stage. They are Florida Governor Ron DeSantis, entrepreneur Vivek Ramaswamy, former U.S. Ambassador Nikki Haley, former New Jersey Governor Chris Christie, South Carolina Senator Tim Scott, former Vice President Mike Pence, former Arkansas Governor Asa Hutchinson, and North Dakota Governor Doug Burgum. Notably missing from the list, Donald Trump. He says he's skipping the debate because the public already knows who he is. Instead, he's pre-taped an interview with ex-Fox News host Tucker Carlson that will stream online. Reaction to that this morning? One person saying, plain and simple, he backed out because he would get demolished and embarrassed off the stage. He's a clown. Another one saying, I'll be watching Trump and Tucker. Well, you can now apply for President Joe Biden's student loan repayment plan. The administration says its new income-driven repayment plan, known as SAVE, is, quote, the most affordable repayment plan for borrowers. Payments will be decided based off a person's current income and family size. Reaction to that? This is, to me, a significantly better policy than debt cancellation. A higher education should cost you based on the value it provides. Another person, though, saying, how about you limit the colleges from price gouging? Well, updated COVID vaccines are still likely weeks away as health officials urge people at higher risk to get boosted sooner. The CDC says vaccines are expected to become available in late September. The updated vaccine will likely provide better protection from prominent variants that are circulating now. Your reaction? Michelle says, put pressure on the CDC and the FDA. I'm ready for my booster. Another person saying, will it be available for kids? Thank you. Well, still ahead, the convicted con man behind Fyre Fest wants to bring back the concert for a second go. What we're learning about his grand plans. And topping local news, a special hearing about Baltimore City pools and why many are closed during the middle of summer. And coming up later today at noon, it's Karamo. Then at 1, it's Sherry, followed by Hot Bench at 2. 11:12 now on Fox 45 News Midday. (11:14) now. We are back with a live look over Towson. Nice day to grab lunch outside. We're going to climb into the 80s and then things will remain dry. Coming up, we'll check in with meteorologist Amy Aronson to see when the rain returns. With it being the hottest part of summer, there is growing frustration as several public pools in Baltimore City remain closed. As Olivia Dan shows us, there is a public meeting today about the issue.
Well, the hearing is happening at 1 this afternoon as City Council is calling on the Department of Recreation and Parks and several other agencies to explain why some of the public pools in the city haven't opened this summer. Of course, residents have been frustrated all summer long as the pools stayed closed. And those frustrations only grew after an audit concluded that the Recs and Parks Department is not in full compliance with city code.
We're very disturbed about this report. They do a lot of talking, but at the end of the day, we're suffering here. We're saying our elected officials are putting money in the wrong places. The people that need to benefit from it are not benefiting.
3 public pools have been closed all summer: Cherry Hill Splash Park, Lake Clifton Pool, and Patterson Park Pool. City Councilman Zeke Cohen is asking the Recs and Parks Department to explain why these pools have been closed and what funding or solutions they need to prevent future closures. But critics complain that the problems this summer have less to do with a shortage of funds and more to do with a shortage of real solutions. Of course, we'll have to see if the department addresses any of these questions or concerns. And you can also find the latest updates on our website, foxbaltimore.com. For now, reporting in Baltimore, I'm Olivia Dance, Fox 45 News, Midday.
Making headlines today, former Trump attorney Rudy Giuliani is expected to surrender to Georgia authorities on charges that he tried to overturn the results of the 2020 election. 2 more defendants connected to the Georgia election interference case have already turned themselves in. Former Georgia GOP Chairman David Schaefer and former Coffee County GOP Chair Kathy Latham both turned themselves in earlier this morning. Now, Donald Trump has indicated that he'll surrender to authorities in Georgia tomorrow. In all, 19 people have been charged in the Georgia election case. Coming up later today, another Baltimore teenager under the supervision of the Department of Juvenile Services is back in police custody. At 4, Fox 45 News has new data on the number of youth currently on ankle monitors and how DJS is working to rehab them. Baltimore residents are demanding accountability and transparency on safe streets. At 5, we're going to hear from residents who questioned the mayor and acting police commissioner during a public safety meeting. And another blow to BGE in its efforts to install external gas regulators in Baltimore. At 6, the vote from the Commission for Historical and Architectural Preservation that gives homeowners more say. You can get Fox 45 News in a flash to your Amazon Alexa or Echo. We now deliver your local headlines and forecasts in less than 2 minutes. If you have an Amazon device, tell it to enable Fox 45 Baltimore. 11:17 and now to today's talking point. Convicted con man Billy McFarland says he is putting on a second Fyre Festival. The 2017 festival was a fiasco in the Bahamas. It was hyped by social media influencers as a weekend of paradise with celebrities and big-name musical acts, but it was a massive failure that ultimately led to McFarland spending time in prison for fraud. Now he's out of prison. McFarland is making plans for a second Fyre Festival, and he is selling tickets. He says the first batch of tickets is sold out. This just blows my mind. Mark Clark, Be More Lifestyle, here now. You didn't have the first Fyre Festival,
right,
and now you're selling tickets to a second one, and he doesn't say where the venue is. He doesn't say the date. He doesn't say a lineup. He's just selling tickets for something that is to come.
It's like, well, sadly, I think a lot of people were not raised with grandma, because you know the saying, fool me once, right?
Yes.
And so now he's hyping it up again. Now, if you bought tickets to the first one, you better not. You better not.
I can't imagine that it would be, but if you know anything about his story, why would you buy tickets to this one and you still have no information? I mean, just give me the money. I mean, I put it to better use.
And now it would be slick if it was an amazing concert, but, you know, I guess it's yet to be seen. What would make us believe it's going to be real?
Oh, because of his marketing. So he said he had, I don't remember how long, he had like 50 months in jail to put it all together, and yes, and make it perfect and figure out how to pull it off. That's his marketing. I've had time while I was in jail.
He got
frauding you the first time.
I got to give him credit for this. Here's a guy that is selling nothing.
His hustle game is real, but man, all right. We'll see how this one works out. Turning now to the weather. Harold makes landfall in Texas. For a closer look at the wild weather, let's get over to meteorologist Amy Aronson.
Yeah, exactly. It is leaving its impact on Texas, that's for sure. For some, it's beneficial rain. For others, it's causing some destruction. So let's actually head to North Padre Island, where they are taking a beating from this storm, even as it weakens. You can see part of the beach being washed away there, courtesy of that. Here's another look actually at some flooding as Harold lashed out on southern parts of Texas before making landfall earlier on Tuesday morning. Some strong wind gusts too, up to 65 miles an hour. Now, since then, the storm has fortunately weakened. It is still causing some flooding issues with some flood watches posted for southern parts of Texas, but it will continue to weaken and actually bring some much needed rain to what's been a very dry area there over the next couple of days. For us, things remain dry. We have high pressure sitting just to our north. I am keeping an eye on our next weather maker. That's actually going to drop in tomorrow and send us some increasing rain chances for the rest of the week. But today we're nice and dry. The sunshine is still over the inner harbor. We're in the upper 70s to begin right now. Feels fantastic out there. Still dry and mild today with highs headed for the mid 80s. That rain returns tomorrow, and then we are looking at storms to actually close out the work week. So right now we're dry. We stay dry today, but notice tomorrow morning we get that batch of showers and even some isolated storms pushing in from the north. So that's when you wake up tomorrow. Doesn't last all day. Looks like we catch a break from the rain midday and then more scattered activity as we head through the late afternoon and early evening hours, followed by more rain late Thursday night heading into Friday. And Friday will continue to be unsettled with this weather maker pushing through. At that point, I think more scattered shower storm activity to close out the week. And we are looking at a marginal risk already for Friday. So Friday, one on the threat level scale there, 1 out of 5. So it is low, but it means any storm that develops on Friday could produce some damaging wind gusts. Here's what that means if you're headed out for the kickoff weekend of the Maryland State Fair. Plan on some rain tomorrow, at least for the kickoff, then more scattered activity with the heat on Friday. But the weekend looks fantastic, actually only getting more comfortable by Sunday. You can also see that in our full 10-day forecast. We have rain chances Thursday into Friday, a dry weekend ahead of us. Looking at it next week shows a couple more storm chances with highs backing off into the cooler low 80s. Patrice?
All right, Amy. Make sure you're watching Fox 45 Morning News for team coverage before the bell rings on the first day of school. More than 360,000 children from Baltimore City, Baltimore County, Harford County, Howard, and Arundel counties all starting class on Monday. Fox 45 News' Shannon Lilly will be live addressing the big concerns within Baltimore City schools. Olivia Dance will be outside Baltimore County schools as kids start arriving for the first day. Taylor Stewart will head to Harford County with all the fun happening there. And Justin Chambers will have that all-important bus stop forecast. Well, still ahead, a deal done to avoid a strike. Coming up, the changes UPS is making to keep drivers from walking off the job. And a warning if you use Facebook Marketplace, how the company is being accused of allowing dangerous and recalled products to sell on the site. 11:22 now on Fox 45 News Midday. 11:25. Don't miss this. A warning for Facebook users. A group of bipartisan lawmakers is warning users and the company about banned baby products that are being sold on the site. The Wall Street Journal reports lawmakers sent a letter to the company saying that many of the products for sale on Facebook Marketplace have been linked to infant injuries and deaths. It is a done deal. UPS workers approve a new 5-year labor deal that avoids a potential strike. 86% of union members voted for the contract. It includes big wage increases and improved work rules and schedules. Part-timers will earn no less than $21 an hour. Full-timers will average $49 an hour. UPS will also only buy vans with air conditioning starting next year. And topping local news, the O's take on the Jays tonight after falling to the team 6-3 Tuesday. First pitch is at 7:05. And as a reminder for you, our very own meteorologist Justin Chambers is going to be at Camden Yards on Sunday. Be sure to catch him throwing out the first pitch as the O's take on the Rockies at 1:35. He throws the first pitch before that game begins. Fun at the fair, it's right around the corner. The Maryland State Fair begins tomorrow, and Fox 45 News will be there live. Mark Clark will be at the fairground starting at 7 a.m. Then Be More Lifestyle will be live from the fair at 11:30. And you can watch more Fun at the Fair on the CW Baltimore at 5 tomorrow. That's all we have for Fox 45 News Midday. Be More Lifestyle is up next. Mark Clark, back to tell us what they're working on.
Oh, Patrice, you're planning a getaway anytime soon. Your vacation wardrobe isn't the only thing you have to worry about. Coming up, the #1 thing flight attendants say you should avoid wearing on a plane. Stick around to find out what it is.
You're watching Fox 45 in Baltimore. Now live from TV Hill, this is Be More Lifestyle.
And what's up, Baltimore? I'm Mark Clark, and this is B1 Lifestyle Live from Studio A at Fox Baltimore. Lady T is here, along with rapper Boss Man and meteorologist Amy Aronson. Good morning, everybody. Let me tell you right now. Now, if you have kids, they're probably heading back to school soon, if you haven't already. And many of the parents find themselves getting emotional on the first day, even if they weren't expecting to. Experts say emotions can run high for a number of reasons, including sadness for your kids growing up, feeling a loss of control from entrusting your kids with others. And as for getting through it, they say it's important to focus on children's feelings first and sit down with your own emotions after the drop-off. Now, Amy, you got a hot one in the bun.
She's got one that's about to drop off in a second.
B to the OSS. You have children?
Yep.
And so the drop-off, has a big, strong guy like you got emotional, man, on the drop-off?
No, we grew out of that stage. She's 16 now.
That don't mean nothing. That don't mean nothing. Listen, when my brother he started school, and when he started, my brother.
Okay.
Yes, the brothers, okay? So when he started, the older one, when he turned 16 and he started because Bowie High School has an annex and Bowie High School has like a main building. Okay. When he went from the annex to the main building, I cried. I was like, oh my God, he's really an adult now. You're 16. I made him stop and take photos. He told me not to post it though, so that's what I'm like when I get older.
I just recently dropped one in Clark. The baby at Clark, and I was good. She kept asking us, are you going to cry? Are you going to cry?
Oh,
I was good until she started crying.
Oh, wow. So she cried. She just wanted to know if you were going to join her.
It's an ugly cry. You do not want to see me.
This is ugly cry season, though. This is what it is.
It is cry season.
Yes, it is.
All right, so I know a lot of you fly. Boss Man flies all the time. If you're planning a getaway anytime soon, your vacation wardrobe isn't the only thing you have to worry about. One flight attendant has a warning about things to not wear, and a viral video says, do not wear shorts and or skirts because the seats are nasty.
Ew.
Kids wipe their nose and hands on the window. So
that's not what they say, but okay.
Don't be laying your head against the window or the glass.
Oh, so it's because it's germy?
So B to the OSS. You fly all the time. What's the secret?
Sleep. I just fly West Coast a lot, so them 5-hour long, 6-hour flights, take a little melatonin. And be sleep.
Do you worry about getting some kind of infection? Lady T, you travel, you get flued out all the time. Flued out. You have a sanitation light for just in case?
You know what's weird? My sister wore like skirts when we went to Vegas, and I was like, why are you doing this? Like to yourself and us, because skirts is from the 1990s. Number one. Number two, why you want the
That's a skirt and shorts.
It was skirt and shorts, and I was like, you know what? This is not a cute little move right here. But anyway, it's okay. For me, I always wear leggings so that, like my thighs come in a little bit and I can fit in the seat better.
Okay, enough Lady T.
I mean, like this, and then if a cute guy sits next to me, I'm like, I'm together, I'm secure,
Amy, you fly all the time.
Yeah, you got to wear leggings, though. That's
Thank you.
You move on a plane because you stay warm. It's always cold. Number one, you can change when you get to your destination.
Okay, now we just got some insight to why ladies always have.
You always wear the leggings.
I just paid attention to that.
You wear your leggings too, right?
No.
You know? Boss Man was like, he was like,
it makes sense because at the airport, guys are like,
listen, or your leg warmers. That's what I gotta wear.
Boss Man ain't wearing. We want you to tell us, do you like flying or do you prefer to drive? Okay, we're switching it up. Vote on our website, foxbaltimore.com/vote. When you get to the website, make sure you click on the lifestyle tab. You can also vote on our Fox 45 News app. At the end of the show, we'll see what everybody's talking about. Now, the owners of a UK sunflower field are fighting back against naughty photo shoots after guests have started taking nude photos among the flowers. They say they've always had people come and take risque pictures, but now it's out of control. And some of the kids have seen some of these photo shoots, so it's causing a problem. So now, is there any truth to the rumor, Boss Man, your latest album cover is in sunflower seeds at the shoot?
Really?
No.
Wow.
B to the OSS.
How did you know?
It's like, you're right. Boss Man is nude in the sunflower field on his new album, which is dropping soon, right? Okay.
Yes.
Lady T, have you ever been in a sunflower field nude?
No, but I'm about to be.
Okay.
Because you know what, when they say don't do it, that means do it. I feel like it's the opposite.
That's true.
You know what I mean? So I definitely want to try it. But those sunflowers are huge, and I feel like they do cover up. So just one sunflower here, the other one here. I feel like we're gonna be okay. Yeah, I'm gonna do it.
Once again,
photo shoot coming soon. Feature a Boss Man. Feature a Boss Man.
Lady T. So Amy, I think actually it's all spurned on because of Instagram pictures, right?
I'm sure. I will say there are lots of sunflower fields here in Maryland.
Yes,
so
there
Lady
is.
T wants to.
What's the big one that like everyone goes to? to. Is that yes? Oh my goodness!
But
I haven't been.
On.
Oh,
My
you know
sister
what?
just
You're right.
picked sunflowers.
We did a shot. You're right. We just there the other day.
I was like, you just.
No, not a shoot. I mean, we did a hit on the morning show. So coming up, we're gonna see Boss Man. You'll be back. Big event going on tonight. Are you throwing out the pitch tonight?
Yes, yes.
Oh, you are. Are you ready?
Tonight.
How are you gonna throw it? Let me see.
Okay,
Just a little demonstration. Oh, I'm sorry. Are we releasing trade secrets here?
He's coming back in the show. We're going to talk to Boss Man about, his celebration and also him throwing the first pitch. A new way to keep your home clean. A new hand tool that will keep your counter spotless. That's coming up. And still ahead, Maryland recently legalized marijuana. Recreational marijuana.
That's a big one.
Yeah. That's all you need to know. Stick around. We're going to talk to Johns Hopkins about it next.
You're watching Be More Lifestyle.
In the battle to keep your floors clean, do you feel like you're losing day after day? Well, Stacey Bell is here to share her secret cleaning weapon. Get ready to take a victory lap on your spotless floors.
The following segment is sponsored by Knocking.
It is so hard to keep the floors clean, and the last thing I want to do when I get home is scrub my floors. This has made a big difference for me. It's the Hover Scrubber Deluxe. It's not like other mops. You know what? I'm just going to show you how it works. Power it on, and look at that. You've got 2 microfiber pads on the bottom. The pads push the dirt in the center, and then the microfiber grabs the dirt. So I'll show you how dirty these are right there. But the cool thing is you also get 2 more pads, so you can throw these in the wash and just keep it moving around your house. This is a rechargeable battery, so you don't have any cords. You recharge it and you take it around the house and you're good to go. I like this too because it's adjustable for the height, so you can adjust it for different heights. It's great for maybe your parents, a little older, and they maybe have back problems, or if you have a back problem, you don't have to bend over. You just adjust it for your height, push it around, and keep going. And it doesn't just push the dirt into all the little cracks and crevices. It really pushes it into the center and picks it up. So you know how the bathroom and the kitchen can just be a little bit icky? This takes care of that. Right now, we are offering 32% off on the Hover Scrubber Deluxe. Just head over to asadeals.com for this exclusive offer.
This Be More Lifestyle segment is sponsored by Johns Hopkins Cannabis Science Lab.
With the recent legalization of recreational cannabis in Maryland, residents may have questions. Joining us now is Associate Professor of Psychology for Johns Hopkins School of Medicine, Dr. Tori Spindle, to discuss the research being conducted by Johns Hopkins Cannabis Science Lab. Welcome. How are you?
I'm doing good. Thank you for having me.
Now, this is not called the Puff Puff Pass Lab, correct?
No, that's not. We're the Johns Hopkins Cannabis Science Lab. But you might as well, you can call it that, I guess.
Well, tell us, what does that really mean?
Sure. So the way that our lab works is essentially we bring people in, healthy volunteers from the Baltimore community.
Wait a minute. Okay, go ahead.
So we bring them in, we give them a cannabis product, and we have them use it in the lab under controlled conditions, and we essentially study what it does. So we ask them, how do you feel? Good, bad effects. We have them get in a dry driving simulator to see how the effects of the cannabis impact driving performance and that sort of thing. So we're just trying to understand what the cannabis products do and all the different features that might influence the effects.
Are munchies a real thing?
They are a real thing. We do have a question. We ask people about that too.
Well, talk to us about some of the studies you're conducting.
Sure. So we have a lot of different research studies going on. A lot of them are trying to understand how different components of the cannabis plant influence the effects. So there's hundreds of different compounds of cannabis. Most people have heard of THC, which gets you high, but there's also CBD and different terpenes. And so we're trying to understand how all these things interact and influence the effects. A big part of my work is also trying to understand the impairment that's associated with cannabis. So how does it impact driving performance? How long does the driving impairment last, and that sort of thing.
Now, has the legalization impacted the research, or how has it impacted the research?
Yeah, so, at the federal level, cannabis is still illegal. So it's still scheduled by the Drug Enforcement Agency, the DEA. So it doesn't really change a whole lot from our perspective as researchers. I think, if anything, it's drummed up some interest among the community and people looking to volunteer for our studies, but it's still just as hard to study it as it always has been.
What are people, I mean, I think, we kind of laugh and chuckle about it because it is kind of interesting and cool.
Yeah.
What's something about this that has surprised you, your experience or your experiments?
Yeah, I think, there's just so much to do. I think that's what's the most surprising, is that you assume a lot more research has been done than actually has been done. But this research is so difficult to do that there's not a whole lot of people doing human laboratory studies. And so people get into indica versus sativa, and all that stuff is really unknown. We don't know if there's any truth to that in terms of hard science to back any of those claims up. And then a lot of the medical reasons that people use cannabis, they're not well studied. So no one has done randomized controlled trials to really understand if they are effective for many conditions that people use it for.
And so for our viewers who are watching, who are interested in possibly signing up and also following this, where do they go?
So go to our website at jhucsl.com. You'll be able to read all of our research studies there. There's also a link where you can click on, and then you can answer some questions, basic demographics, drug use history, and that sort of thing. And that tells us if you're eligible for the study.
Okay.
And then after that, we'll get in contact with you and have you come in. We're located on the Bayview campus. But we have anywhere from 8 to 10 studies running at a given time.
Wow.
So
I feel like we have a lot of viewers who would love to be subjects. So
yeah.
Again, thanks for joining us. Okay?
Yeah, thank you so much.
Still ahead, the kids are about to head back to school. We'll share how you can help them prepare and set them up for success. But first, legendary rapper Boss Man celebrates 20 years of success. He's throwing out the first pitch tonight. We're going to talk to him coming up next.
This is Be More Lifestyle.
Boss Man is one of the most successful artists from Baltimore, and tonight at Orioles Park, he will celebrate the Land of the O celebration. We welcome him to the show. Boss Man, what's going on, sir?
Feeling good, feeling electric.
I feel like I'm sitting on the couch with my nephew, because I remember when you dropped the album,
right?
And came through 92Q. I always felt you were one of the most talented artists that I ran into. So congratulations, my friend.
Appreciate that.
So here it is, 20 years later, Boss Man. What does it feel like to be an artist from Baltimore, getting a chance to celebrate with, of course, the amazing Orioles, who happen to be in first place?
It's lovely. It's like perfect timing. It's like 20 years of celebration. The Orioles look like we're going to win a chip this year, win the World Series. And then Baltimore hip-hop itself, hip-hop is 50, we celebrating that, and I just felt like the culture of Baltimore music, we had Baltimore Club Day, I was a part of that, so just like I feel like the city is finally getting their just due for a lot of things I put in a lot of work for over the years.
Yeah.
So it feels good to OG it a little bit.
And off the air, I was telling you what I love about you, Mully Man, and a lot of the rappers from that generation, that not from that generation, but I remember when you guys were starting, you've maintained, you look great, you sound great, skills expand.
Appreciate that.
You have expanded into, working in the community and helping the community. And so, how did you know, though, that was smart? Because a lot of guys did not do that.
Feel it in your soul. Like they really would say, like hip-hop is more than just music. It's a lifestyle. So like I studied, what I tell people, that's sort of like my religion growing up. Hip-hop saved me. Like rappers like Nas, Tupac, stuff that they was talking about kept me out the streets and did stuff like that. So I think it's just natural for me. I just like when I wake up, it's just in my soul. So.
And you know what? You were always very candid. I remember, I told you one of my favorite records from all time is Off the Record, a song that you were blatantly honest, and it could have hurt you.
Right.
But because you said some stuff about established artists back then, but that's a part of just who you are. So tell us, what can we expect tonight? You're going to throw off the first pitch. We're celebrating Land of the O.
I'm getting awards. Shout out to the mayor in Baltimore City. They gave me an award for the celebration of O. I'm getting a street named after me on the 27th. That's in Northeast Baltimore. We're throwing a block party for that. Like this, what we did for the celebration of Land of the O is for hooked up with a nonprofit, MRI, that's Media Rhythm Institute. So it's for the youth and for the kids. We have a video streaming with that where they remade the Land of the O. So it's just like a celebration for the next generation, my generation, everybody from the city, period.
Is anybody coming out to Land of the O yet? Any of the players?
Not yet. We're working on it.
I feel it going down in the World Series, man.
No, that's what we're shooting for. Because, back in the day, Adam Jones had his custom made when I made for him. He used to come out to it. So we're going to keep that electric. That's going to happen.
Man, congratulations. How can people follow you?
On all social media platforms, website, Bossman the God. That's BOSSMANTHEGOD. That's on any platform. You can get your tickets now. Like I said, all the donations is going to the youth. It's just a celebration for Baltimore City.
BOSS. Boss Man. Okay, now let's check the weather. Amy's standing by. What's going on, Amy?
Yeah, actually some good news in Texas. Yes, it's from a tropical system, but they actually need the rainfall there. So areas like Austin actually really happy to see the rain falling from the sky. As you can see, this fella is pretty excited about it. He's just taking in the rain. Actually, probably not exactly sure what he's seeing. They haven't seen a ton of that so far this season. Here's from the National Weather Service in Houston. Also happy that it's raining there since it's been, 25 days without rain. Also some glorious news from San Antonio. They are calling it pure Texas liquid gold. They don't see a ton of this in the summertime. And this is from Harold, at least what's left of it. Of course, it has caused some flooding issues too in southern parts of Texas. That's the green flood watch you're seeing here on the map. We haven't seen a ton of rain here locally this week. We're actually enjoying high pressure, but a new weather maker is coming our direction. See this big batch of showers and storms north of here? Yeah, that's going to sink southward and send us our next chance for some rain. Blue skies are over the inner harbor right now, though, so we're looking really pretty. Comfortable temperatures again today, upper 70s right now. We make a run for the mid 80s today before that rain returns tomorrow, and then we are looking at stormy conditions to wrap up the work week. But high pressure in control for now. Here comes that next weather maker dropping in from the north, sending us that batch of showers early Thursday morning. Some breaks during the afternoon. It is the kickoff of the Maryland State Fair, but you will be dodging some more scattered activity, unfortunately, for the first night of it Thursday, and then another slug of rain overnight Thursday into really early Friday. Friday, this weather maker continues to spin through. As that happens, additional scattered showers and even some thunderstorms possible here as we head through Friday evening. Because of that, we're included in a marginal risk for severe weather come Friday. That's a 1 out of 5 on that threat level scale. It's a low threat, but it does exist. That means any storm that develops on Friday could produce some gusty winds. Keep that in mind if you're heading out to the first weekend of the state fair. We've got scattered showers likely on Thursday. Friday, some scattered activity too. Otherwise, it's hot and humid, but the rest of the weekend looks fantastic. Actually, really comfortable by the end of it on Sunday. But first, we've got to get that weather maker through, coming through Thursday into Friday. After that, things dry out for the weekend and cool down too. And next week, not as hot. So for back to school, we'll spend much of the week in the low 80s. Back to you.
This Be More Lifestyle segment is sponsored by IXL.com, Mattress Firm, Bird's Eye, and Happy Family Organics.
The start of the new school year means parents and kids are shopping for the essentials. Here to help us is journalist and parenting expert Erica Suter with tips for gearing up and getting kids excited about going back to the classroom. Erica, how are you?
Good. How are you doing, Mark?
I'm ready. Now, why is it so important to prepare for the school year? I know the answer, but why is it so important?
Well, it can be a hectic time for everyone in the family. And I know as a busy mom, it's all about prep work and also utilizing the resources that make life easier for me and my kids.
And what are some things that can help the kids succeed in school?
Well, you know, we all want our kids to succeed academically, but sometimes we don't know how to help them if they're struggling in a subject. This is where IXL comes in. It's a learning program that 14 million students from preschool age to high school use. They can focus on math, language arts, science, social studies, and IXL has thousands of interactive practice problems, videos, lessons, and games. So your child can practice what they're learning in school, understand and correct their mistakes, but also gain the confidence to learn new topics. And I love that because it's all about getting confident kids out there.
I love it. So share a secret for success for college-age students.
Oh boy. Now, college-age students are notorious for not getting enough rest or enough sleep. So for this group, I recommend the Sleepy's Back to School Bundle by Mattress Firm. They have these great bundles. And here you see the freshman bundle, which includes the Sleepy's mattress topper, a two-low protector, a pillow, and sheet set, starting under $200. There's also a sophomore, junior, and senior bundle, which includes a mattress and a frame. And right now, because of Mattress Firm's Labor Day sale, families can get up to 50% off these bundles, which is fantastic.
What's a time-saving way to feed a hungry scholar? They got to eat now.
Oh, they have to eat. And dinner time is so frustrating for a lot of parents who don't have a lot of time. So I love that Bird's Eye has done the prep work for us with their steam fresh vegetables. You just grab a steam fresh bag from the freezer, you pop it in the microwave, and you have good food ready in minutes. You know, at my house, we keep the broccoli stocked, the super sweet corn, and the green beans. It makes my life so much easier.
What about the kids? The kids need something now.
Yeah, we can't forget the little ones. And for them, I love Happy Family Organics. They have lots of great snack options, pouches, bars, yogurt bites, and they're so delicious and nutritious. They're easy on the go, and there's no refrigeration needed, which is great. So you can keep them in your car, in backpacks, in lunch boxes. And for families who really are conscious about what their kids eat, I love that they have unsalted items, no sugar options. They're non-GMO. They can contain no artificial flavors, and they're all made with organic fruits, veggies, and whole grains. And for me personally, my kids love the Happy Baby clearly crafted pouches. They're so yummy, and I like that they just won the Clean Label Project Purity Award. It makes me feel really good about feeding them to my kids.
Well, Erica, everybody knows you love the kids. Now, where can we go for more information?
You want to go to tipsontv.com for all the tips you need for back to school.
Thanks so much for this great information, okay?
Thank you.
All right. If you're planning a late summer getaway, you want to avoid wearing this on a plane. The #1 thing flight attendants say you should avoid wearing when flying.